Oh, shoot, we're live. Good morning, everyone. Sunday, April 30th, the last day of April. Tomorrow is the first day of May. This is, I'm Fred Bird the Nerd. I just did a little FBTN action because I was too lazy this morning. This is my homie Pickles. God damn it, Pickles. Nichols. Yeah, whatever. Wherever. Whatever. Yeah, thanks everybody. We're gonna do a pretty big giveaway if we get enough subscribers or people viewing the show. But let's do our little introduction and get into the list today. Oh man, that's so clean. That's so clean, man. What's going on? What's going on, everybody? What's up, Daniel? What is up, Wade? What's going on, Bolsey? And I think that's it so far who's commented, but oh, my cat just freaked out. Mariners, dude.
I had to feed mine before we started the show, otherwise she'd be in here freaking making noise the whole time.
Oh, dude, so Isela's out, for a bachelorette party this weekend. So she usually gets up at like 7 to feed the cats. I'm like, I don't think so, man. And I've been feeding them like hella late, like every day. And dude, Gordy was like, my fat cat, he was biting my foot for like 15, 20 minutes. And I was so tired though. I just don't want to get up. And then when I got up, they were going crazy, like want to get fed. It was kind of funny, but anyway, Mariners, dude, did you see the news this morning?
Maybe, I don't know.
It's not that big a deal. I just think it's funny. So the dude that pitched, they like promoted some dude from AAA,
like McGee or whatever his name was.
What's that?
McGee or whatever his name was.
Yeah, dude. So he pitched like lights out, 6 2/3, no hit, like 1 hit, like no runs, all that stuff. Dude, he's got a right arm strain. He's out for 15 days.
Why not? Why not?
Anyway, I thought it was kind of funny, but yeah, Obi-Wan, I was tired, man. I haven't slept in a while, so yeah, I was tired. She gets back on Tuesday, I think. So anyway, I'm with the cats and I'm doing in-house work. It was 75 degrees yesterday, and it's back to 40 today. That's your typical Seattle weather for you, folks.
No rain though, which would be nice.
No rain, yeah, no rain. That's good. What's up, Mothry? What's going on, brother? Yeah. Apologies for the technical kind of in and out. I'm on an old Mac computer or iMac, whatever you want to call it. My computer is dead. My laptop is dead. I need to buy a new one. I keep putting it off because who wants to buy a new computer when you don't really want to or need one? So I apologize for any technical difficulties. Just quick question, Jason. Do I look kind of like foggy or like am I like slow? What?
Yeah, you look a little pixelated. Now you don't. Like when you're closer to the camera, I think it focuses in on you.
Am I slow? Like reactions
like
slow?
Yeah, now it's like tracing as you move.
Oh, for Christ's sake. Okay,
Just get yourself an iPad.
I have one too, but I need like all the stuff that I do. It's like I gotta type all that shit out. I can't do it on an iPad.
They got them little keyboards that you can add on, little QWERTYs or whatever.
I need the power though. There's not enough power in a Mac or an iMac.
Like, see, I don't trace really.
Yeah, you don't do slides either. Okay? This is all Jason does. He gives me a list. He's like, figure it out. I don't got time. Just hurry up. And he bosses me around. He's all bossy. You guys don't know Jason behind the screens, man. He demands stuff. I don't know why he acts that way. Like we've been like good friends for like since childhood, and all of a sudden he's got this like, complex, and he just bosses me around, and he just says, "Hurry up! I need the slides now." Really weird.
Super hands on.
You guys aren't following Trev the Shipping Guru on YouTube, please do so. He's got good stuff. And yeah, I agree. Strong hair day, Pickles.
Not bad for not having showered yet. It's still early on this side of the this
the
coast.
equator. The student has become the master. Did you get this book this week?
No, I haven't got any new books in a while.
I haven't read this yet, and I guarantee everyone else who got this book has not read it either. It's been like 5 days.
No, the stuff I'm getting is like this. I just got this.
Oh, okay. I just stuff I'm getting. Cool.
That's kind of what's showing up for me. Hold on,
I haven't really got anything as of late. Well, this is kind of my pickup of the week so far.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
it's
a cool
the
cover.
Second. What?
Said that's a cool cover.
Yeah, it's the second to last issue, and I bought this like a week ago. I just haven't had time to
The
do my
last
pickup.
issue of it goes for a pretty penny.
Yeah. Oh, I got. What is it about? I mean, I read all my books obviously, but like I just haven't had time to read it. What is it, a first appearance or like what is it? Do you know? Anybody in the chat? Jason?
I think it's just a one shot, right?
It's a one shot, and it's like, is it because the MCU stuff going on? Like, or the not MCU, but like the Star Wars, like High Republic, like, oh, he's gonna show up and like, is it a villain or what the fuck is it?
I think there was an announcement that they were halting projects, I guess, to accommodate for the development of the High Republic stuff that they wanted to do.
Oh, okay. So it's a DC, it's a Dark Horse book, which I think is cool. However, is it like, does Dark Horse characters that are developed in Dark Horse, are they able to, like, are they going to be canon and be put in the shows?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't even know why we're talking about this. This is my fault. I apologize, everyone. Oh, tons of new characters. Okay. Is some major Jedi alleged? So it's a Jedi. It's not okay. So it's not a villain. It's just another freaking Jedi. After like the 8 million we have. Sounds like in the chat. You guys are dumb. We don't care. We're so stuck in the 90s, okay? God damn it. No, anyway. Well, that's cool. Yeah. Everyone was comparing that book to Spider-Boy or to Spider-Man 7 and like, oh, this is like the better, like pumped up or whatever. Oh, it's Cameo of a Darth. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I want. I want more Sith. I don't care about these stupid Jedis. Cool. Thanks, Trev. Let's see here. Oh, dude, I was watching the show yesterday. I want to highlight them real quick. I don't know. Hold on, where are they at? I was up late last night watching this toy show. Or these guys, they do a toy show. Let's see. Hold on. I'm gonna find it. I can't find
it. Speaking of toys, I know there's a shop down in Largo, Florida, that does a lot of high quality toys as well.
Oh, like the $150 bucks
inbox or out of box.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Okay, I can't find it. Anyway, I'll put the link in later. But hey, what's going on, Evils Comics? Thanks for coming through, man.
Woot.
Yeah. It was just pretty cool. They were like highlighting like 78 Points, who's on our OTR show like once a month or so. They were highlighting all these like really cool like figures, and one of the figures was, or they did a section. It was all about It was all about Dragon Ball Z and like all these tight, like there's like a Vegeta figure and like just badass freaking figures, man. You would have dug it for sure. But yeah, I was up late last night messing with Omar and those guys in the chat. Omar's in our OTR Discord. I can't find the link, but anyway, hopefully I'll find it later. But anyway, so kind of a different show we were gonna do today. I don't know if there's a lot of comics we're talking about today. There's a few, but this the past few shows. Wade's kind of hold on, shit. I gotta plug in my shit's not plugged in. I was like, why can't I hear you very well? Okay. Okay, you guys can hear me better.
I mean, I can hear you the same as before.
God damn it. Okay, anyway.
You can hear me now?
I can hear you way better. The show today is about nostalgia. I'm kind of highlighting nostalgia more than I think anything as far as spec or like this is a first character or this is a this could be a show, that kind of thing, because when it comes down to why people pay money for a property or a subject or a toy or a comic book or a video game, the biggest thing you cannot put a price on, or the biggest component of that, is nostalgia. It brings you back to that place where, you know, you just wish you could live that for an hour of your life, or not necessarily wish it, but it was a good time, or it brings back memories of whether that be music or whatever. But the price of nostalgia is really what keeps a property price value inflated. I would say that all of the modern stuff, as far as comic books, it's cool, but like Miles is worth like, you know, a 9/8 like worth like $1,800. The nostalgia for me on a Miles is 0. Would you agree?
Yeah.
You want to kind of build on that?
Build up what? Well, are you talking about like Miles Morales being nostalgic for me?
Yeah.
Mostly because like for me, I didn't grow up in that era. Like, I mean,
right.
It came out in my latter stages. Like, I grew up with Peter Parker.
Yeah.
Like, me, when I hear Spider-Man, that's what I think of as Peter Parker.
Yeah, and it's not that
like
it's
half the time. Honestly, like half the time, I'm not even. I don't. It doesn't come across. I don't think of it as Spider-Man. I just say Miles Morales. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's never like Peter Parker was the secondary name. You knew him as Spider-Man versus now with Miles, it's the other way around. Like, I don't call him Spider-Man. I call him Miles Morales.
Right. and the reason I'm saying this is like, and this is just for us. And obviously like we're very young for our age, I would say. I mean, we're talking about freaking toys and whatever on a Sunday morning where our other friends are out driving their kids to soccer games. And Miles just doesn't hit with us just because we're older people. That doesn't necessarily mean, and take this into context, like we're talking about our nostalgic type stuff. So when you are investing in, or if you're investing or long-term spec, whatever, and you're like, oh, I don't like this. Like Miles doesn't hit me nostalgically. It may hit someone who's 26, 27, 30 years old, because when they were our age at that time, that was their Spider-Man, that was their Transformers, that was their Karate Kid, whatever you want to call it. But this is kind of it's more of a fun show. I hope it helps you guys kind of think about what's nostalgic to you and what works out for you. We will do a giveaway at the end of the show. If I get 25, I'll do 2 slabs. So if you guys want to invite people in to the show, I will up the ante on the giveaway. I will give away 1 slab today, regardless if you know how many people we have. We have 11 live. Thanks so much, everybody, for coming through. And I do appreciate the comments. It makes, I think, for me, and I don't know for Jason, but it definitely helps us keep you guys engaged and all that stuff. And I hope we can make your workday go quicker than it goes. Trev, I appreciate it. So let's get into this, man. You ready for this?
For sure.
Well, if you're not, here it comes. Just kidding. So
song about it, like the hit. Here
you go. Where's that from? Where's that from?
Color.
Ah, that's right.
David Allen Greer.
Another nostalgic TV show. If you guys aren't,
oh man, I grew up on that show too.
Yeah, dude. So it was funny when I texted Jason this idea. I gotta give a shout out to Wade for kind of giving me inspiration, and Jason for ideas of shows to do. We started the show doing comic books and kind of like the normal stuff, but I feel like we have enough of an audience to kind of branch out and do something different. And I hope you guys like it. But I would say like this these slides, like I had a fun deep dive into. It was a lot of fun. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about one property that kind of was our nostalgist. Yeah, and let me best sketch show ever, close behind Dave Chappelle. But yeah,
I have to have
genius.
seen like every single one of those.
Yeah, Fire Marshal Bill. Do you remember the Jim Carrey when he's doing the
Venus de Vera de Milo? Hi,
no,
I'm Vera de Milo.
No, the Vanilla Ice the Vanilla Ice impersonation.
Oh, the Vanilla Ice parody.
Yeah. Yeah, seriously. Daniel, you're pretty close on our list here, man. You're gonna like this one. So, this was kind of my idea. So I was listening to a podcast a couple weeks ago. It's called the Comic Cons Podcast. The Comic Cons Podcast. What the show's about is, or the podcast is about, is basically this guy. He talks about just old school nostalgic stuff, like movies. Whether that be DC or just random, like RoboCop is like his favorite show or favorite movie ever, and they just go back in time and they talk about it and they just laugh, and it's not like, oh, buy this like property or whatever. It's not like that, but it's my favorite Sunday podcast. I usually listen to in the morning. If you guys should definitely listen to it. I'm not sponsored by them at all. I just love it. It's called the Comic Cons Podcast. Anyway, they kind of inspired me. I was like, what was I nostalgic about when Jason and I were friends, or even before that? And how'd you spend your summers? Like you ride your bike to 7-Eleven, you get a comic book, newsstand, put in your back pocket, and you ride home. That type of stuff. Or like, you go get like the 50-cent can of soda pop or Pepsi or whatever, or soda,
big,
whatever you want to call it.
Those huge pixie sticks, you know what I'm talking about? Like you had those
pixie sticks,
those huge, like 3-foot long pixie sticks that no child should ingest.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
You're just drinking like straight candy.
I know, seriously. I forgot Jamie Foxx was on in Living Color. That was pretty funny.
Wanda, I'll rock your world.
Yeah, dude, he's like
about them lips and shit.
I know, underrated like talent, man. Like a Grammy, an Oscar, and I don't know if he has an Emmy, but like that dude, that show is like underrated for like the talent they found and cultivated from that show.
Mm-hmm.
So again, kind of a chill. Oh, J-Lo,
J-Lo,
Fly Girl. She doesn't look anything like what she does today as a Fly Girl at like the 20 years old or whatever.
Is that where Paula Abdul came from too? I can't remember. I don't think so.
No, she was a Laker. She was a Laker girl.
Okay,
she was like a Laker dance girl. Yeah. So it's. Hope you guys enjoy this list. It's just kind of a fun list to kind of deep dive back or whatever, back into your childhood. Used to drive our bikes to the corner store for large slush puppies. $1.07 back in 1990. Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, I remember, when I started driving, I could fill my gas tank up for $14. Gas was like 98 cents a gallon.
The lowest I ever remember it being was 65 cents.
Yeah.
At that old Arco on 99 and 196. Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I remember. She was Manny. Oh, you guys all. I just started following Manny, the Hobgoblin Collector. He's got some pretty cool pickup. It's like a quick 5-minute deal, dude. I had his show just rolling for like 2 hours on my while I was working. But I'll shut up and get to the list. I know you guys don't want to listen to me talk too much. But
I got that Hobgoblin appearance sitting right over there.
You would like, dude. Follow Manny's channel, man. You'd like his channel. He's very Hobgoblin centric in his channel. So the first nostalgic property was Karate Kid. Karate Kid is like my first nostalgic memory. Like I had Ralph Macchio was like my dude. Like I had all of his posters. I probably watched that Karate Kid on VHS like 80 million times, where like the film got like old, because I ran through it so much. I had the gi. I took karate classes, for 2 months, whatever. Yeah. I would say after this movie came out, like every kid signed up for karate. You know what I mean? I don't know if you did, but Yeah, Ralph Macchio was like my idol, man. Like I remember just he was. I don't say his like character reminded him of me, but I just remember like how cool of a story it was. And it's funny watching these YouTube like shows where if you like really think about it, like he's the bully and not the Cobra guys.
Yeah.
I think that was kind of funny. And then obviously with Cobra Kai, like nostalgia's hit like with like, you know, my nieces and nephews and like just younger kids that I know from family and whatnot. And it was just kind of cool. Underrated series on Netflix for sure. If you guys aren't watching Cobra Kai, it's pretty cool. I think it's a very well written, well done show. And yeah, my favorite character though out of Karate Kid is Yuji Ogamato, who is definitely the best villain ever. He actually owns a Hawaiian restaurant here in Seattle. And I remember like 10 years ago, it was I go in there and he had these action figures like on the wall. And you know, it was like before like the pandemic, it was before like, you know, kind of nostalgia or whatever, but you'd see him like rolling through Kona Kitchen. Shout out to Kona Kitchen. And yeah, he would be just working, like he owned it. He didn't like run it, but he'd be like back and forth, like at the karaoke bar and all that stuff. But anyway, man, what hits you on Karate Kid?
Oh man, I used to watch the hell out of this movie too. Like all three of them, actually, the originals with Machio. I'm trying to figure out who that character is on the right hand side with the mustache. It looks like they.
Dude, that's the ref.
That's okay. The ref. I was like, it looks like they just took some weird doll and put like Ravishing Rick Rude's head on it or something like that from freaking like a WWE action figure.
Fighting positions. Ready.
Yeah, like, is that Snake Roberts or what?
Dude, it probably was. I forgot what.
Well, but that was back in the day where they probably mass produced like a ton of that stuff. They're like, it's cool, just color the hair differently and throw it on another doll.
So I couldn't find a picture. So this was my grail because I used to have this, but it's like the fighting mat that they fought on.
Oh, behind them.
Yeah. Oh, and Daniel. What if you had a friend named Daniel? You would call him Danielson. Like, didn't matter. I had a buddy named Daniel, and we used to call him Danielson all the time.
Like, you son of a.
Yeah. But I found this Karate Kid Part 2, or no, this is from the second movie. I don't know why Homeboy's on here, but like I thought that gi from the second movie was so tight, like that red one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, this is like, so this is the fighting mat from the first movie. And it was like, man, there was cloth on it. It was pretty high quality. And like, you would buy like, you know, your Daniel would be like the protagonist, and then you'd buy like the other figures and, you know, fight with them or whatever. But I couldn't find an unopened box of this, but I think they go for like raw or opened. This figure goes for like 100 or asking for 100. Not too crazy. I don't know exactly what would be. I don't know what. Yeah, I don't know what the Grail would be from like this action figure set. I think Daniel would probably be the Grail. I'm not really sure. Did you ever have any of these Karate Kid action figures?
I never had any action figures for this. Like, I mean, I had a ton of action figures, but I had like, I guess like semi-abstract action figures.
Like
for a lot of the stuff, that I'll be talking about in my thing, like I had pretty much action figures and sets for like all of those.
Blood Saucers asked, what do you guys think about the IDW comic? Like I would buy it because I actually thought about buying it because I want to get his autograph, but like, would I buy it to like relive? No, I would buy these, but I would like, it's kind of a weird niche, right? Because like, there's probably not that many unopened Karate Kid like action figures. And it's like, I'm not going to pay $100 for Daniel LaRusso, you know, it's just kind of weird.
Yeah.
But I would buy it. You know what I mean? So it's kind of a weird kind of like, anyway. So, cool. That was kind of fun, man. That's the show tonight. Just kidding.
Yeah. Peace.
All right, bro. This dude, when you said cops, I was cracking up, man. I'm sorry, I'm yelling, but like, dude, So Jason and I were I was like, hey, like, I want to get done the slides, like, whatever. What do you got for like ideas? And like, he sent me a bunch of like, basic ones that we all probably grew up with 80s and 90s. And then he said cops, and I fucking started dying, man. The Comic Cons podcast, they actually did this intro of their show. Dude, I'll send you the link. You gotta listen to him. But when he said this, like, dude, I want to like take the day off and just watch cops cartoons for the whole day. But yeah,
go for it. This show was awesome.
It was.
I had the action figures for it and all that stuff.
I freaking loved it. The music was like insane, like the dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I was so down for this, man. But yeah. Well, what did you? What? Why was this your pick, man?
Oh, I just for whatever reason, this was one of the cartoons. I remember I saw every episode of this. I did not miss it. I don't know why, because it's not like I had a bunch of friends that like watch this and we play with our toys together. I just had them for my own, and I just love that show. It was just interesting. I guess the way that they kind of constructed it for me, but like I said, I was like so small when I was watching that.
Yeah,
it was just kind of one of the first cartoons I latched onto probably as a kid. I mean, they had cool nicknames too, like old freaking Bulletproof was their leader. Wasn't that his name? Yeah. Bulletproof.
Yeah.
Long arm and hard top.
They were all freaking yoked, man. They're all buff as hell.
Yeah. You had Bowser and Blitz with the dog. But then
right.
Where it comes to like their villains, there's just like Big Boss. That's his name. It's like Big Boss.
Dude, their villains were like there's one, I was watching like an episode like last night, and there's one dude who was like this scrawny, like kind of like creepy dude, like very, very creepster, like looking like. So art was pretty tight.
Huh?
Go ahead.
Oh, I said that might have been Scratch.
Scratch is another villain. It was totally it was a short-lived cartoon. And
it only had a couple seasons.
And who's someone was talking about Mask. Oh, this was in the comment I was trying to find. But yeah, Jason actually did choose Mask. I never watched Mask, but I knew I could find more data on this one, oddly enough. But this is like the grail, quote unquote. So Jason, if you want to like have a grail of cops, this is the cops, I don't know, car or something. It sold recently, mint in box for $300. So if you could find another one of those weird, like, like there's only 2 seasons of it, and like half the people don't even like the show, right? So it's like a weird niche where like there's not a lot of people that like the show, but like I would say if you're a hardcore collector or just want to relive the nostalgia, that may bump up the price for you in buying this. But no, man, dude, I was loving this pick, man. Space Cowboys there are so many, dude. So like you guys are all naming off like awesome freaking like properties, and like I swear all of these like went through our heads, but we'd have like a 12-hour show. We picked all of them, but no, man, keep it coming. Like I want to know what you guys think too. So good stuff. This is a pretty common one. I would say G.I. Joe hits 2 decades, right? For me, I was like 9 years old in the early 90s. So I picked not the 80s versions, which are all great, but like the 90s, like the figures just stepped up their game. Like there was like, you get like you'd get the action figure hero, but you get all this other stuff with alongside the action hero. Like General Hawk had like the helmet, and then he had like a freaking jetpack. Like they were just roided up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember I had what was it, Serpentor with his flying snake hover, whatever he rode on.
Yeah, that's a tough one to get. That's one of Trey's grails that goes for like $300, like in package.
Serpentor.
Yeah.
That's the thing is like if garage sales did not exist, like half of my toys would still be like around. That's where they all got sold. My mom just got sick of them like just hanging out at some point.
Yeah.
It was like, it's gonna sell
if
for like 25 cents.
if recycle bins didn't exist, then I would have all my toys. That's what they would do in the recycling bin. My parents were like, no, we're not trying to have like a, you know, whatever. But G.I. Joe Captain Gridiron was like my favorite character G.I. Joe ever. He was like an ex-college quarterback, and like he injured his like, you know, knee, like kind of like that kind of thing. So, but he had that, you know, he had this gun here, which is like, I think it's like a, I don't know what it is, but these grenades he would have on his side, and you put him like on his like thigh basically, and he would throw them at you know, at Cobra, like because you know he's a football player, and then yeah, you had almost everything G.I. Joe ever made, and they got sold at garage sales. Yeah, seriously.
Damn it.
Do you remember this G.I. Joe General that came out in the 90s?
Yeah.
I
think it was huge.
Dude, I remember the JCPenney catalog was like my closest foray
to this. Those rockets too.
Like in the air. There was one figure called like Red Star where, dude, I swear that missile went like 100 feet, but it got like discontinued because too many kids were getting shot in the eye with it. That was kind of funny. Yeah, but dude, I wanted this so bad for Christmas. I like cleaned every day. I did weeding. I did all the stuff that like a kid's supposed to do for a whole year. And I've talked about this before on past like shows. You know what I got for Christmas that year?
What?
I got a Tommy Hilfiger polo.
Yes.
I mean, why? Like, why even just don't get it for me? You know what I mean?
Your life.
I hated Tommy Hilfiger ever since. I'll never buy their stuff. This Captain Gridiron I am still hunting for. It goes for like 100 to 300 raw. Kind of expensive. I never see this on board because he's kind of a lower key character. Like Snake Eyes is obviously everybody wants that Snake Eyes. You know what I'm talking about? The blue one with he had like a grappling hook. USS Flag, yeah, that 80s goodness for sure. And took my dad. Had a major collection. Took my dad's outside, but he burned them all one day when I was at school. Jesus Christ! I'm sorry. This brings back memories. I had the space shuttle too, and that went in the recycling. Yeah, dude, I'm so sad about that. But I wanted this more. This hit nostalgia with me more. I would buy this for like $2,000 if I could today. I'm not going to, but if I could, I would do that for sure. Anyway, so G.I. Joe, easy one. Hits, but the one I was specifying was 91.
I'm gonna run to the restroom real quick before we jump into the next slide.
Jesus freaking Christ!
Well, I've been up since 4 a.m. I've got like 4 cups of coffee.
You know, there's a private chat. You know, you don't have to tell everybody. What's up, Cap? Again, we got 13 live. Thanks everybody for coming through today. This Sunday morning, every morning that you know, we always try and do this show for you. Really do appreciate it. Let's see here. While Jason goes to the bathroom, we'll do a little advertising. You guys can all hit that like button, subscribe, tell all your friends, all that good stuff. We really would appreciate it. We got some new peeps in the chat today too, so I do appreciate it. What's up, Marvel Man Comics? Do you like the Hiss Megatron? What's the Hiss Megatron? Hiss is the iconic of all G.I. Joe toys. Yeah. All my faves were Cobra. Yes, I agree. Yeah. Jason, you're back just in time. We were
Cobra Commander.
Who did that dude's voice anyway? I don't know. Whatever.
Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. Did you see the slide? Did you see all the slides before I sent them? Like, did you look at all of them?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Go for it.
Huh?
This is yours, man.
Oh, well, this is yours too. I remember you had that Michelangelo. I think you still do, don't you?
Hell fucking yeah, I do.
Yeah, dude, Ninja Turtles. I mean, this was just one of those shows for me. I watched this from the get-go. The cartoon itself actually led to me reading the comic books because I didn't really at that point, like I didn't really know much about those ones. Any comics that I was reading were more like Marvel and some DC at that point. But yeah, dude, I freaking love this show. I could sing you every word to the theme song of this still, like to this day.
You don't have to. It's okay. It's okay.
No, I'm not. Oh, I'm not going to. Nobody wants to hear that. But yeah, I mean, this was everything you could want in a cartoon. It was entertaining. It had good villains. It was funny. There was action. Good sidekicks, like everything about it just hit for me.
Yeah.
And well, a lot of people, since this is like a series that's been like many different incantations over like decades now.
I mean, it's crazy because like my nephew, who's like 9, he nicks Turtles. And Evils, I was gonna pick the Blimp because that was like my favorite to showcase here, but I always remember the Technodrome. Like I forgot, like the brain dude. He's the one character that Crane. Yeah. He's the one character, like, you know, with technology how it is today, and like, you know, Star Wars and whatnot. How the heck is he not a villain in any of these new Turtle movies?
I know they haven't done a live action that I know of anything in of Krang at all. You have to bring back the original voice from the cartoon though, and have it be all
he's like so weird, man. Like they do MODOK, why can't they do freaking Crane, man? Anyway,
but I mean, this was like a huge toy draw too. Like I had like every single one of them. I had Leo, Donatello, Mikey, and Raph. But I also had like Usagi Yojimbo, like one of my favorite characters from Ninja Turtles of all time. Like I remember I got that. My grandparents bought that for me after they took me to like the Ballard Locks, I think, one day. And then they're like, okay, we can go get a toy. And I got that.
Where did you where did you get the toy though?
Usagi Yojimbo, huh?
Where did you get the toy though?
I don't remember what toy store it was. That's the problem.
Yeah. Because there's no toy stores left. They're all gone.
It was probably like it was either KB or
KB.
Or Toys R Us. I know Toys R Us is trying to make a comeback, like on in-person stores. I just don't know where.
Oh, Evils, you said he's in part 2 of what? Like the second, like OG movie? Crane, the brain dude, who like comes rolling. Remember he come rolling in this and that big eye, dude. Anyway, so this goes for I found a dude asking $5K for this in a sealed version.
Damn.
And it's probably like I'm not gonna sell it unless I get $5K. No, the new ones. Okay, so obviously we don't watch the new ones. I just can't watch the new ones because like the old school ones where they're in the puppets and they're like fighting and stuff. Like I thought that was legit, man. What I think is kind of interesting about Turtles too is like we were introduced to Turtles in their cartoon form, but as older or just knowledge, you know, later down the road, even as like an older teenager, obviously it's a darker story, black and white, and it's like a lot more blood and flesh and all that stuff. But I felt that like the first Ninja Turtles movie, what's going on, Shop? What's going on, man? Thanks for coming through. I feel like the first Turtles movie was like a little dark, and that's kind of, it made it a little edgier. Like it showed New York in a kind of style that it was drawn. I would say Ninja Turtles like 1 is like one of my all-time like grail, like childhood written whatever like movies ever. It was good stuff. Mine is not sealed, but have the box and toy, but it was mine from. That's cool too, man. Like I love. Here's the other thing too that I see with like older toys versus like newer or lack thereof. The art on the card is what really makes the older toys stand out versus like newer toys. You know what I mean? Like the Ninja Turtle, like the Michelangelo and all that. The card art is like just awesome. It's art itself. Even the way they cut it is awesome. But anyway, this is my pick. Wade, I don't know if you're still in the chat, but you kind of had me on this Magic the Gathering thing in the past like 6 months. But did you ever play Magic? I can't remember if you did or not.
I did not.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Jason was too busy playing Pee Wee hockey, man. Beating people up. My nerd ass was playing Magic the Gathering.
I remember people playing Magic the Gathering while I was going in to see the midnight showing of the Two Towers.
Oh my god! Were they playing in line and stuff?
I like literally went home, took a nap, and then because I had tickets to the midnight showing. I showed up in sweats. I like literally just rolled out of bed from my nap, threw sweats on, and showed up, and there was like dwarves and freaking elves and wizards playing Magic the Gathering in line for the midnight showings. Because they had it playing in like freaking 7 different theaters or something like that, and they were all just slammed full of people.
That's hilarious. Dude, so Magic obviously like it started in the Northwest, right? Richard, whatever his name is, he's the one that founded it, and they later sold the property to Wizards of the Coast, sold their property to like Hasbro. I can't really remember. Wade probably knows in the comments there, but what was interesting about Magic was they had an alpha and beta series and then unlimited. And then I think revised came out after that. Call me out if it didn't. But as each set, so alpha, beta, and unlimited had like the core set. And then as they branched off into the next like overall editions, they would take away like Black Lotus, for example, and like the Power 9 cards basically didn't show up in those sets, and so you had so it was almost like I don't think it was deliberate. It may or may not have been, but it made it more collectible because it was like, well, shoot, I can't get Black Lotus in revised edition, which is what I started playing. I got to pay like XYZ amount, but it doesn't really do anything anyway, as far as like a card is concerned. What the hell? So anyway, it was, and I think about it now, like, and then also they would restrict cards. So like you would go into a tournament and it was like, if you had this card in your deck, you couldn't use it. So then 100% it's like, well, what's the point of having this card if I can't use it all the time? It's just basically a collectible. But yeah, I remember buying revised cards at $3.99 a pack in 94, 95. And I had a bunch of dual lands. And a dual land basically, Jason, was like, you had to have this stuff called mana. There's mana cards. So there's land that you use to summon these like, characters. Mm-hmm. A dual land was like 2 different mana in 1 card, but it was like the dumbest rare ever. So I would throw them away, but I'd just be like, I'll just sell for $10 or whatever it went for. Those are now worth like hundreds of dollars. Out of all the cards in revised, those are the most valuable ones now. Because it was the last set that they did them for. Shivan Dragon was like the one that every kid wanted because he was like a 5/5 flying, and that was like if you had a red deck, you had to have a Shivan Dragon. Looking back on it now, it took so much effort to get that card out that it's kind of a lame card. But this card all day would go for like $20 back in 95, that's a lot of money for like a kid. Yeah. But it shows up in every set now, so it's like it's like the Charizard of Magic, I guess you could call it, because it shows up in every set but it's like a cool character. I don't play Magic anymore because of just like I stopped at, I think Weatherlight is the last one. Wade probably knows what year that came out, but that was the last card set that I played. But man, this was like summer of like 7th and 8th grade. I used to play this game with my buddy Daniel Sherman. I used to call him Daniel son. This is before we met. When I was in middle school, I was at CP. But whenever I see these cards, I think of like store-bought chicken nuggets, Kool-Aid, and 311. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. Yeah,
it's an interesting combo of stuff.
I know. Yeah. Anyone know 311 in the house? I mean, just so whenever you see Magic's Gathering, you don't play. If you stay quiet, I love and hate Wade at the same time. He's like my favorite. Okay, someone else. Jason's incredibly bored at this subject, by the way. You guys can tell. Jason's like, no. All right. Okay, dude. I did not watch Silverhawks at all. This is all you, man. I didn't even know what to research. No, I didn't. I don't know why.
Oh man, partly metal, partly human.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Silverhawks. This is another show that I've watched a ton of. Had the action figures, all that. You would like squeeze their legs together to get them to pop their wings out. And yeah, they were. I mean, it was Commander Stargazer, recruited Quicksilver, Bluegrass, Steelheart, and Steel Will, who are arguably the strongest. They're fraternal twins that are also empathic bond. So like when they each feel what the other one feels, etc. And then they had one, the youngest one, Copper Kid. He was the only one that was entirely robotic or metallic or whatever. But he was also like a mathematic genius, and he didn't communicate with words. He communicated with like whistles and noises. But yeah, they were basically they were like intergalactic space police, essentially.
So like they're from like a different galaxy or something?
Yeah, so their Commander Stargazer is the one who recruits them from across the galaxy to do this, and basically there's a main villain called Monstar. He's an alien mob boss that was imprisoned at one point by Commander Stargazer, but now has escaped, and he recruits all these people to help him basically go after him again. But the series itself isn't just about that. They have all these other little side adventures and stuff.
Who is like their main enemy?
Monstar.
Monstar? It's like a one person, or it's like
MON-star.
MON-star. Huh. And is he intergalactic as well and all that?
Yeah.
All that jazz.
And he can, I forget what he transforms into, but he transforms into this big like metal entity.
I couldn't find that. I was trying to find like a villain and stuff, and I was just like, oh, I'm too tired. I can't find anything here. No, I don't know why I never watched Silverhawks. Was it like at a weird time, or like I don't know. And yeah, he does kind of look like a jacked up George Washington. Gosh, I don't know why. What did this come like? Was this a Saturday morning cartoon, or was this like after you get home from like they hit that DuckTales kind of like?
I honestly can't even like remember when.
I don't remember either.
It was on. I know I watched it. And I know I had a ton of their like B characters. Like there was a green one that I had and stuff like that. Because it's like the main characters, like I said, is Quicksilver. He's kind of like the sub leader. He's the field leader below Commander Stargazer. And then Bluegrass is kind of the second in command, but he's the pilot, and he's the only one that can't fly. Everybody else like has the ability to fly, but he's the only one that can't. So he like is a pilot, obviously. And then you've got Copper Kid, which is the one that communicates with whistles and sounds, and then Steelheart and Steel Will are the twins. Yeah, and they had a badass ship too.
I'm gonna put the I was talking about earlier about we're kind of going off on toys and stuff, but I was watching the show. Omar V, he's in our Discord. It's called the Lost Cause Collective. If you like kind of newer toys in kind of a higher end price range, they do show I think every Saturday nights. But it was really cool, really interesting. The dudes on there are pretty cool. I started watching that yesterday, and I'll definitely put that on my weekly kind of watch. And yeah, I totally recommend them for sure. Cool, man. Yeah, dude, when you said Silverhawks, I was like, well, I don't know anything about Silverhawks at all. So it's going to be kind of awkward because I'm just going to be sitting down listening. But
this could have just as easily been swapped out for like Dick Tracy or any of the other. Remember, I was like, I just read off a list. I was like, just pick some. I was like, these are all fucking good for me. Yeah, Captain Planet. I remember that too.
Battle of the Planets. I never watched Battle. I watched Battle of the Planet, or I read the comic book when it came out for Top Cow because the art was sick. But I never really got into Battle of the Planets either. Kind of reversing pivot here with like just cartoons. Point Break hits every freaking nostalgia button for me in every aspect of the word. Keanu Reeves, I think this for me, this is his Grail movie, if you want to call it a Grail. Rest in peace, Patrick Swayze. There are so many good. What?
Patrick Swayze's dead.
Anyway, try buying a VHS of this, like of this version. There's like a collector's version or like a 20th century anniversary edition, which just does pretty well. But the original one is just popped for some reason. I don't know. But dude, there's so many good one-liners in this. Like, what's that? Young, dumb, full of cum. do you remember that line? Well, guess there must be an asshole shortage. Dude, like I know. And then what was it? What's the other one?
Oh, they'll never believe my idea. He's like, the dead presidents are surfers.
The dead presidents are surfers.
It's like, get out of here.
And then Utah.
Well, no, because they've even got that what is it? The brewery here. All their beers are named after Point Break characters.
Yeah. I just love how like what? Johnny Utah and
we're
talking Johnny about the Utah movie. Okay, we're not talking about alcohol again, okay, Jason? Jesus.
I am.
It's only 11:18. This guy wants a beer.
Not yet.
That's okay. That's okay. Never mind. Anyway, back to the movie, Jason. Only on vacation. VHS collectors are the dumbest. Yeah, dude. Southpaw Brad, when you come to Seattle and visit me and Jason, we will take you out to the brewery. Actually, my buddy Kirby owns a hops farm in Yakima, and one of his customers is the brewery that does Bodhisattva and Johnny Utah beer. Anyway,
I can't remember. Is Lucille
Taylor?
Is that the name of the character, or is that the name of the girl in it? Lucille. Is that why they named that beer? Or is it just strictly Bodhisattva and Johnny Utah that they have?
I mean, I think that's Bodhisattva. I don't know.
Well, I know Bodhisattva for the characters. I just can't I know that Lucille's one of their IPAs that they have, and I can't remember if that was the name of the girl.
Man, I don't think so.
Beer.
No, I don't really care.
You know what I'm talking about? Tank Girl, old Tank Girl in it.
Perry, what's her name? Chat, help me out. Anyway, it is the greatest surfer movie of all time. Fight me on that. Surfers turned bank robbers and the whole like surfer culture. Get off my wave. Go back to the valley, man.
What we have here is a failure to communicate.
Oh, you guys just gonna? I forgot the name. Is tell me to go home and back to my yuppie, blah. That would be a waste of time.
Yeah,
then he falls
out here, Anthony Kiedis and Flea.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, so many great movies, or so many great one-liners, so many great. I mean, it was Keanu Reeves. I mean, like after this movie came out, like he like blew up. I mean, Speed was like right after this movie. Every girl from the '90s had a crush on Keanu Reeves, and I think every dude wanted to be him. I mean, I would say, you know, what was the last line of the movie? Oh, he goes, "Vaya con Dios." and then Patrick Swayze goes into the wave, and they're like, and the Australian dudes are like, "We'll get him when he comes back in." and then Keanu Reeves goes back and goes, "He's not coming back." And he throws the freaking mask or whatever. The mask goes like, oh my god!
He's like, I'm guy.
Yeah, I watch this movie once a month. I have it on digital. I have it on VHS. I have it on Laserdisc. I have it on DVD. I have it on Blu-ray. I don't have it on 4K, but I have every single version of this book. or this movie. And Heat is a close. We should do like a movie thing if people will be down for it. There is a remake of this, and I actually got an argument, like legit argument, with one of my coworkers of why that is the dumbest freaking remake of all time. It's just stunts, just stunt movie. There's no aura to it. I refuse to watch it. It's a dumb freaking movie. 8K, I will have pre-ordered for 8K when it comes out in 8K. But yeah, I will definitely. I have every version of this movie. I love it. I love it so much. There's like a UK poster that I bought. I have as well. Lori Petty, thank you very much, Blade Builder Mike. Some fun facts about this movie. Can you guess which 90s star was supposed to play Lori Petty's role in this movie?
90s star.
She was in a Netflix show about stranger stuff.
Oh, Winona?
Yeah. Supposedly Winona Ryder was supposed to play her, from what I heard. I don't know if I can confirm that.
I don't know. I don't think that would have been a good choice. I think What's-Her-Face did a good job.
She's just like, I don't think she's attractive, like face-wise. I don't know. But I think she did great. I think I think she did great in the movie. Bridget Fonda would have been a good one too. Damn, that's a throwback, man. Bridget Fonda. Anyway,
there was that one movie she was in, Point of No Return. Is that what it was called?
Yeah, she's a badass in that movie. Anyway,
yes.
Yes. All right, we got 21 live. If we get 4 more, I'll throw 2 slabs into the giveaway. So, we'll get those. Let's get those numbers pumped up. Voltron, go for it, my man. Uh-oh.
Oh,
why are you frozen?
What?
Is it me? Hold on, y'all.
What happened?
Okay, there you go. It might be my internet connection. I don't know what's going on here, but again, your router. Okay, go ahead, man. Voltron, it's all you.
Yeah, Voltron, another amazing cartoon I grew up with. I always remember, like, it was just weird, like thinking back about this show. Like, one of the things that confused the crap out of me was like how they all had like colored suits, but like they didn't all necessarily correspond to the color lion that they each got.
Yeah, that's right.
Was like you had Lance, who was like the leader and Keith, who was the leader and wore like the red suit, but he had the black lion. And you're just like, okay. And then like Allura was pink, but she had the blue lion. And then you had like whoever wore the blue, what was it? Or the only ones that actually had it were like, I think Pidge was green and he had the green lion. And then Hunk was yellow and he had the yellow lion.
Hunk, what was his name? Hunk? Or
Hunk.
What was it? Hunk? Yeah, Hunk. He was like that big thick dude, right?
Yeah. Then they had Sven. Sven was the original like blue lion who got captured or whatever.
I think if like you ever are like coaching like a little like kids like basketball team or like sports team, have them watch Voltron, because Voltron doesn't function without everybody. Like, remember there's parts of the cartoons where like Hulk was like, oh, I'm injured, or like they'd always like show the lion being like beat up or something, and then like it's like laying on the ground like it's hurt, and then like the driver or whatever would also be like hurt, and they couldn't form Voltron, man. So it's like
Voltron required full teamwork.
Yeah,
to activate Voltron.
Yeah, the toys they've been like redone over and over and over again.
Well, maybe I haven't seen the new series that they came out with either. I know they've got like a new series on Netflix or something that they've got a season or 2 under their belt. I've never watched that though. But
oh, really? I didn't even know about it. I think they keep like there's so many redos of like shows. It's kind of like overwhelming to watch. Like I'd watch it. Like I watched the Masters of the Universe redo, and I watched the first season. I thought that was pretty cool. But the second season, like I was like, I'm not really into this. It's like it's not really my thing. But it was like okay. Anyway, but would you say this is like your introduction to like manga style, other than Transformers? Because I think I watched this before Transformers, but would you say that or no?
Yeah.
Right. That's kind of what I was thinking when I was putting this together. And this toy right here was found at a yard sale for $1. Wow, that's cool. I found this Voltron figure. This guy wants like 2Gs for it. I would say take better pictures because I can't really tell if that like what year it's from and like whatever. But it displays nice. I wouldn't grade it because if you grade it, it's going to be like sealed, right? But I thought that was kind of cool. Did you have Voltron toys?
I had a couple of them. I didn't have the full set though. It was like
you didn't have Voltron.
You had to get together with your friends to like create Voltron. It's like, all right, who has the? I got the blue and the green. It's like, who has the yellow?
Right.
Who's got the red and who's got the black to make the head?
Yeah, and I'll make the head.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that was a cool freaking toy, man. I just thought like every time they would put Voltron together, like it was the best. Like, you know, when they do the like thing, right?
Yeah.
And then like all those things, whatever.
As a kid, it's like a twofer for you too, because you're basically getting the Transformer that like links up and makes an even bigger Transformer, essentially.
Right. Yeah, totally. It's like, yeah, no, I get you. I always wonder where the body came from, though. You know, so they would have like they'd all be going like electricity to what up Empire. What's going on, man? Congrats again on your 1,000. I couldn't go live on your 1,000 subscriber giveaway show, but I did watch it, man. Congrats again. Really happy you got to that 1,000, man. Much deserved for sure. I know Jason follows you, right?
Yes.
No, just kidding. Yeah, I like his pickup shows. It's cool. He's got that good that music in the background's hella tight. And I think this is something we could both agree on. Final Fantasy VII. I put Metal Gear in there too because we talk about Final Fantasy at nauseum. By the way, everyone, we have.
I don't know anything about any of this, so I'll just let you take this and I'll take a break for a little bit.
Oh my god. We got 25 live. Thank you so much, everybody. So it will be a 2 slab giveaway. So meaning I'm not going to do 2 different ones. I'm just going to put 2 slabs. They're going to be mystery slabs in there. So yeah, stick around until the end of the show, and we will do the winners at the end. So thanks again. We got 25. We're at 24 now, but 25 is where as long as we got 25, we're good to go. So I will throw 2 slabs in that bad boy for you guys. Final Fantasy 8 all day. Really? Okay. All right. Well, here's what it is. I played Final Fantasy 8, and the coolest thing about that game was the cards. The card game was pretty fun and frustrating.
Such a freaking pain in the ass.
Yeah. You ain't done yet. So Final Fantasy 7 for sure. Obviously, like this is okay. So the reason we are friends is because of this game. I never played a role-playing game like Final Fantasy until I met Jason. I was mostly like Parappa the Rapper and like I want to say Gran Turismo. I don't know, all that stuff. But Jason came over to my house one day and was like, "Hey, I got this game called Final Fantasy 7. Do you want to play it?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm not really into that like that whatever, but I'll watch you play it." Or I can't remember if I went to his house or I probably went to your house actually. And then we couldn't put it down. Like we literally couldn't put it down. I remember the original title of this series or of these episodes was Pickles Nickels, Fried Chicken, Mountain Dew, and Pumpkin Pie. It's because one night we played this till like 5 a.m. and ate fried chicken, pumpkin pie, and Mountain Dew. And so whenever I think of those things, I think that's very also nostalgic to me as well. What's cool about all these is like we can still play this game like on different systems and still live those nostalgic like feels of like our childhood.
I still replay this game regularly.
It's like our Point Break of video games. You know what I mean? Why did you like the game so much? Like, I know there's a ton of reasons, but why did you like it so much? What's up, man? Respect.
Well, so this is kind of like, if I remember correctly, because I don't exactly remember 6 all that well, but this was like the first jump into like that, almost like if you wanted to compare it to like filmmaking, like Avatar. When Avatar first came out, it was like that for video games. It was like, whoa, like the cutscenes were at that time. Like you look back on them now and you watch it and you're like, this is like cheesy. But like for the time, you were like, this is so realistic and so like the graphics were so amazing. And I just remember that story. It was like kind of the first game that was 3 freaking discs long. Like the game was just, it wasn't something that you sat down and could finish in a day. Like it took time to play that game and there was so much to do. And it was just, the characters that were in it were very relatable. They all worked well within the system of things, even like weird ones like Kate Sith, like that stupid, like, what was it, the big doll thing that was controlled by the cat on top of them, remember?
Like that thing?
Yeah.
The most random, like, freaking, like, characters and, like, thought, you know, behind the characters and all that, yeah. What were you going to say?
What was I going to say?
What were you going to say? I thought you were going to say something.
No, like, that was just, like, it was just, that game for me. It still is, like, the story still holds up.
And what was tight was, like, the reason we could play that together, it was like the first, like, one-player game where, like, you know, usually like when you die, like you hand off to the next person, and you take turns back and forth. Those old, like, you know, Mario Brothers or like Metroid or something, for example.
Yeah,
that was like the first game where I was like, no, dude, like you play, or like I'm tired, you take over, because you were leveling up, like, or like you could strategize with like your friend. It was almost like you're watching a movie together with like a homie or whatever. But like, dude, yeah, Jason and I would stay up for hours playing this damn game, and Jason's talked about this in the past. He let someone borrow the second or third disc, and so I was like, well, screw it, I'm gonna buy the game and then we can finish it up, because I wanted to know the story. But I would also say Final Fantasy VII specifically was like the first game, and even to this day, where I felt like an emotional, like, I don't know, emotional, but like, I was like, damn, I'm sad that like homegirl died, you know, and she dies like arguably like at a pretty pivotal point in the game. You know what I mean? Like, she doesn't die. She dies pretty quick. And so the team of heroes was kind of like hit with this like tragic, you know, kind of situation. And arguably like one of the great, like, I think of like great supervillain, like, you know, Mount Rushmore. Sephiroth is definitely at the like most evil, you know?
Yeah. Oh. Stop.
Oh. There you go. I would say, like, you know, Bowser's pretty bad, and like Wario is like a pretty bad one, but like Sephiroth was like, he killed like his love, you know, his love interest in the game.
Friggin', he was a monster.
And the cutscenes were sick. I mean, those cutscenes, the worst part of the game was like when you're like, you know, you're going through like the forest or whatever, and then you like run into like a monster that you can't kill, and you're like, oh shit, gotta go, like Cactuar, or like, you know, those like little messages or whatever.
Yeah. Like,
13 was a good game.
Ow. God damn it.
Oh.
The cat just like jumped up. The cat just like jumped up on me and realized she didn't have enough space to just be there, and dug her nails into me.
Oh yeah, they freaked out.
God damn.
Yeah, Final Fantasy VII was like one of my favorites. And then Metal Gear. Sorry, this is 2. I meant to put Metal Gear 1. The first PlayStation. Like, I think of these two as like, when you think nostalgia, when you think of like long term, right? Like Metal Gear. Supposedly they're going to have a movie come out for this. It's the perfect spy game movie. There's such rich history with it, and like it kind of coincides with like actual U.S. history. Like, I don't know, it doesn't actually coincide with it, but they obviously drew parallels from like, you know, real history and like, you know, CIA type covert ops type stuff. And it's confusing. You almost need like a book to like play the game and like whatever. But But man, you liked Metal Gear Solid 2, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I for whatever reason, like there were some of the most infuriating scenes, but I loved the sneak where you had to like sneak around and they had the cameras at hand, and then like somebody would hear you, they'd be like, you'd be like, oh damn it, you'd have to like run away real quick.
Yeah. I'd always mess with them and like knock and like have them like run in circles or the box. Hey, what's this doing here?
Yeah,
right.
They'd get that little like exclamation point above their head when they'd be like, what? And then they'd be like, they're like, what's that?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay.
The funny thing was like you lay down and like you know it would like your whole body would turn because like the graphics weren't as good, and like you're like hiding like on the ground in front of like security or whatever. It's like hello. But yeah, I liked Metal Gear. Like the comic book was pretty cool. The history of this game, like the iterations of Metal Gear, like 1 through like there's like 17 different ones. How like Big Boss is actually like the DNA for Big Boss like created Solid Snake, and so it's like, and then like there's a Vietnam version where like it's Big Boss fighting for or working against Ocelot and like Liquid Snake. There's so many different like just another rich story, and kind of a pillar for PlayStation for sure. I don't know if they're going to make one for PS5. Have you heard of anything like that for PS5?
I don't know. I just assume that they would. I don't know why you wouldn't continue with what.
Yeah.
Profit. I don't. It's Bandai, so yeah. There's no. I don't think there's any exclusivity rights on it.
I mean,
because like now it's just like all these systems are like so caught up in like buying up the game makers themselves for like exclusives that it's just like, all right, now you have to be like, okay, well, what system can I buy this on, because like it might not be available on both.
Yeah, I mean, and I would say like, so Final Fantasy VII is like the best, right? In our opinion. And then like the other ones kind of like, I would say like, I liked the online version, the original one for PS2. I also one of my other favorite games. Just had a lot of game functions and it was pretty fun. It was very expensive to play.
I like the fight system on 7 better too. Like I liked being able to equip materia and stuff like that. For me, it was just more fun, I suppose.
Oh, that's too bad. There's a lot of drama on Metal Gear. You're like what?
What?
You said you're like what?
Oh, I don't remember now. I got distracted by reading the comment on.
Oh, it's all
not
good.
Getting made.
They have not released parts 2 of 7, which is kind of annoying. I gotta replay Final Fantasy 7, like the remake, my PS5. But what I was gonna say is like the other Final Fantasies haven't really, to me at least, haven't really hit that well. Like the story just is kind of tough, and the graphics are really great, and the game plays actually like pretty good in some of the versions. But I don't know, 7 is just always gonna be the best for me. But I would say with Metal Gear, like each one is equally pretty good. Like it's a solid story, and the gameplay still holds pretty true. And we went from PS2 to PS4 Metal Gear games, right? So I almost put Resident Evil in here, but like just with all the like Resident Evil kind of put a bad taste in my mouth with all the like movies and Netflix shows that they kind of beat that with a dead dead horse, kind of thing. Anyway, that's why I didn't put Resident Evil, and I just like Metal Gear. This is more fun of a game to play. So, He-Man, Jason, this is all you, man. I did have the toys too, but figured you could talk about this one for us.
Oh, I straight had that Castle Grayskull too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What did you get?
He-Man, Master of the Universe. This is quite possibly the biggest cartoon that I watched as a little kid growing up. Like, because this was 80s, so this was like my early childhood. I believe it was 80s. Early childhood for me. Like collected a ton of the toys. I had Castle Grayskull, I had Skeletor, I had He-Man, I had Man-at-Arms, I had
Man-at-Arms.
Beastman. I had Beastman.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it was just, I mean, obviously you have He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, the Prince Adam, the Prince of Eternia and protector of the of Castle Grayskull, and his what is it? We have the Sword of Power and his trusty.
I have the power.
Yeah, his trusty battle cat.
You were talking about it yesterday, right?
That was Cringer.
Yeah, that was
turned
awesome.
into Battle Cat.
Yeah.
But yeah, like great cartoon. I really enjoyed it as a kid growing up. Led to a not so great like movie with Dolph Lundgren. I mean it was okay, but I don't know what the hell that was.
You know what, dude? Like, okay,
like,
so
I'll watch it, but it was just kind of like, eh.
I like that movie. I don't know why. It's horrible, but I love watching that movie.
And if I remember correctly, they didn't do Orko in it either. Didn't they turn Orko into that weird little like
that little druid guy or like
the hair, with him?
And then you remember that? So I was so confused when I first watched it because like they go into that barbecue spot and they get a bucket of ribs and they're like eating it. And that little Orko dude's like drinking the barbecue sauce, you know?
Mm.
And then they're like, yeah, what's these little like sticks that it's on? And then the old man goes like, those are rib bones. And then they all like put the ribs down, like they're I think vegetarians or something. I never got that part, man. I was like, whatever, man. Dude, I loved He-Man though. I was almost gonna steal this from you, but I was like, nah, this is more Jason than me. I had Castle Grayskull, the OG one. I never saw Eternia though.
Folded open. It had those things, and
it was cool. Open. My mom loved Castle Grayskull because I could put all my figures and just close it up, so they wouldn't be like scattered everywhere. So kind of a 2-for-1 for moms out there. But oddly enough, Eternia is worth like way more. I don't know if it's because it's rare, like or what, but I saw an Eternia like CAS graded, or like I don't know how it was graded, but 10 large, dude, 10 grand. It's a lot of Bitcoin if you're into that type of thing. Castle Grayskull, though, I feel like every kid around the neighborhood had Castle Grayskull for whatever reason. And Skeletor, dude, he's like him and like Joker are like the two funniest laughs in like all of cartoon era stuff. But
well, because it was like the big two villains for stuff when I was a kid, or at least like early childhood, was Skeletor, and then it was what's his face, Moonra from Thundercats.
Oh yeah, dude! I was gonna do Thundercats, man, but I was like,
Thundercats.
What was the Thundercats? Like, what was their base called? Do you remember? I'll look it up. I won't expect you to. I
just remember Lionel was their leader. He'd be like, ching, 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 and then be like, gah. He'd like look through it. The Eye of Thundara.
What was the little cat's name? The little furball dude
in Thundercats?
Yeah, what was it?
Snarf.
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 Yeah. There's a fist pounder sealed. That I remember that. It was a thing that went boom, 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 boom.
Well, because now like all these like cartoons that I used to watch, just even like stupid shit that's not even around anymore, are, like flooding into my memories. Like, do you remember the Snorks?
No, what is
those
that?
Weird little underwater alien things with like the tube on the top of their nose. It was like a Hanna-Barbera cartoon. It was basically the Smurfs but underwater, but they were called the Snorks.
I remember. It sounds like Care Bears type stuff.
Oh yeah, I remember that, like that run of stuff too. Care Bears, or even the Disney hours where it was like Gummy Bears, Tailspin, Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers, and DuckTales.
Right. So I found this. I think this is the thing I was thinking of, the Cat Slayer.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's tight, man. I don't know if I'd buy that, but we didn't even
My
mention,
problem
like,
is if I bought that, I would just play with it. So it would, like, I'd spend all that money just to like devalue it.
I know, seriously. Oh, that's not what I was talking about. So
The fuck?
Oh, kitties, man.
No,
so yeah, that was
trying to get my attention.
That was I think that was a pretty fun show that we did. We didn't really talk about comics a lot. I know that's kind of the main focus of our show. But Jason, you only had like a couple pickups. It sounds like, I mean, in kind of a conclusion of the show, I think we're definitely like, I still like to talk about comics and all that, which is still fun and all that good stuff. But I think I'm not buying as much as I used to, for sure. And Jason, you kind of pared back a little bit as well, right?
Yeah, most of the stuff that I'm buying is either, if I'm buying new, it's something that I want to read.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not really like FOCing anything or anything like that. I'm just more or less like I said, the stuff I've bought more recently have been that Green Lantern, Green Arrow 87, and then I got like a New Mutants 98 and a freaking first and a New Mutants 87. Is that first cable, I believe? 87 and a Mark Jeweler.
Yeah.
Recently.
So
like that's kind of the stuff that I've been getting.
You're getting very specific on what you're buying, which is smart. I think everyone should kind of take a step back and, you know, the Wednesday Warrior is tough. I mean, you know, it was easier. It was easy last year, but I think this year, I mean, it's just not as like exciting and whatnot. And I think the Guardians of the Galaxy shows.
Huh? Oh, go ahead. Oh, I was just gonna say I can't bring myself to spend the money on like new stuff when I could get like, and like most of the stuff I'm buying is like PC form, or is like PC, but also like stuff that I wouldn't mind like moving for like something else. Like I think I told you the New Mutants 98's not a newsstand, but it's like a solid 9698 candidate.
Yeah.
And so I can use that possibly to upgrade my New Mutants or something like that.
Sure. Yeah, and I think everyone should kind of look into that. I mean, Max City asked,
"What's I remember that?"
Oh yeah, Denver the Last Dinosaur.
Denver, yeah, that was the Last Dinosaur.
Was that Low Dude, right?
He's so cute. And a whole lot more.
Oh dang! Okay, all right. I love it. Max City. This is the original series of Static, but I'm digging Static. I like that. It's kind of a fun, kind of different, you know, series. I'm still reading Miles just because like. It's on my pull list just because I left it on there. I'm reading a lot of Flash. I think the CW series I've started watching. Excuse me. I forgot how much I liked Flash and the characters there. What else am I reading? I'm getting really excited for Hell to Pay. It's a mini series. It's option, but I don't really care. Anything Sentry. That's just he's a favorite character of mine. Yeah, Milestone's great, man. I mean, I think if you can find it cheap, it's a good investment. It's going to be a 2 to 3 year kind of wait. And if you don't, if it doesn't turn out, you can still buy it pretty cheap. But Stack's it's dry. I think a lot of stores didn't order Milestone type comics like in every iteration because there's several Static iterations of Milestone. So just be out there on the lookout. The Dawn of DC stuff is pretty good. Like I said, I like the new Flash stuff. They're introducing some new characters that they're trying out, which I like. Obviously, Jason and I are really big on Swordmaster, so any Swordmaster and then Lee type stuff, I'm picking up and just buying on that. But as far as like reading specifically, excuse me, yeah, Superman, the new Superman run's pretty cool.
I've been liking this one so far. I need
Silver Surfer Ghost Sight's pretty cool. Yeah,
I've been picking up, or I need to pick up the new books. That's obviously the second one. So,
yeah, and I have too. And we discussed in the Discord a little bit there. So if you guys aren't joining the Discord, I know several of you are already. But yeah, just join the Discord. Okay, I guess we're gonna do our giveaway.
We could do like a show about now that we did like this. I'm like, we could do shows about anything. Like we could do like horror movies, like favorite horror movies of all time.
I think we might have to do that.
That would suck though, because for me, I'm just like, my list would be like fucking 30 movies long, probably. I'd be like, oh, I like this one, but what about that? What about this?
We usually do it like, yeah. I mean, and so Mark Waid DC stuff is interesting. Yeah, I'm actually reading that right now with Flash. So this is what we'll do. Hashtag this in the comments. Shazam #1 drops this week. I've never been a fan of Shazam, but I'll try it out. Hashtag a show idea for us in the comments to get we're entered into the random CGC 2 CGC drawings that I'm going to send to one person today. Jason, if you could help me out on the names, that'd be great.
Did you say a secret word?
I said hashtag like a show suggestion or like what the audience wants us to talk about. Nothing?
Hashtag DC spec for Marvel Man comics.
Marvel Man, okay.
We got a hashtag new this week from Mad Respect.
Mad Respect.
Holy crap. Okay, they're like jumping.
Oh,
this thing it's jumping in like 5 at a time. So now I gotta go. Hold on.
Okay, that's all good.
Top 3 of the week for Daniel Aslan. Top 5 funny stories about each other from Jizzy.
Is that Jizzy? I love it.
Show about Mask.
Oh, okay. Who's that from?
From Commander Cody.
Ooh, Commander Cody, my dude.
Hashtag snacks and beverages at movies or sporting events for Max Sin City Collectibles.
That's hilarious.
Hashtag bronze horror spec from hated Kurog. Kerouag. Huh?
Oh, that's all good. Go ahead.
You got bronze horror spec, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then I can't tell if Evil has already done DC spec. Did you already get Evil in there for DC spec?
Oh. Got 8 so far.
You can just throw them in there for it, though. I know DC Spec's one that's been. I just want to make sure that they're getting into the wheel.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
Hashtag Ultra Maximus for Captain Obvious Comics.
Hashtag Ultra Maximus.
Yes.
I would talk about Ultra for an hour. I mean, okay. You'd probably be like, what are you going to talk about?
Trev the Shipping Guru got another one for DC Spec.
Okay.
Evil's in for Prize Lizards as well. Hashtag Prize Lizards. Obi-Wan Can Blow Me wants hashtag Star Wars.
Okay. Bab Taylor.
Empire. Top 5 reads of the week.
Okay. That's going for you, Empire. Like legit.
Southpaw wants top 5 beers of the week.
So many.
I think Trev the Shipping Guru is already in, but he put top 5 artists.
Oh, that's a good one.
Max Sin put in another one for this month in books for top reads of the month, which is similar, I think, to what Empire was saying. Yeah.
Okay.
Top favorite reads from Empire. Bob Taylor has Sunday giveaway for the hashtag.
You know what? I thought about just doing like a just straight giveaways. That's all.
Marvel Man said pre-order spec.
Pre-order spec. I got Marvel Man. I got you in there already, Marvel Man. Okay, cool. So we got 13. I'm gonna show
the Mad Respect. You can put them in.
Yeah, I got them in there.
John Smith. It says Daredevil, Punisher, and Plush.
Oh, what up, John? Got 14 in
Blade Builder Mike says, count me in for horror pickles. Good Kaji is top 5 jams to listen to while reading comics.
Good Kaji?
Yeah.
I had him in there already, but let's see.
I think that's everybody.
Okay.
So
no worries.
Show them
I'll show them the wheel, and you guys just let me know. I just want to make it fair for everybody that tuned in today.
Yeah, if you don't see your name, that's my bad, and let him know.
Yeah. Can you guys see that? We'll let it run for a little bit. What was I gonna say?
Computer games. Somebody threw out to you. Blade.
Computer games. That's a good one.
Blade Builder Mike says computer games.
So, dude, if we don't have an idea by like Thursday, just be like, just watch this.
Reach into the bag of hats.
Yeah, seriously, man. No, this is all great stuff because
we just write them all down and put them into a fishbowl, like fold them in half and put them into a fishbowl and just reach in and grab one.
That'd be kind of cool. You know, what I should do. What I'll do is I'll keep this list, or I'll go through this list. Oh, I'll figure something out. Obi-Wan can blow me. Okay, cool.
Obi-Wan says he's yeah.
Okay, I got you in there. He goes, what the fuck? All right. Okay. All right. I'll give 10.
The most we've had for this so far. Although it did jump up to 25 now, so I don't know if there's like people watching on the rewind that are not going to see this and try to get in at the end.
It's all right. For with the call centers, I'm trying to get a new freaking headset, man. But this is the one that works out for me. I want like a wireless one, but if anyone has any suggestions, let me know in the chat or all that stuff. Okay, guys, I think we are ready. I'm gonna give like 10 more seconds for the giveaway. You basically just have to answer the question that I asked earlier. That way, people that are getting in the last minute, you just have to be here for the whole time. But give 10 more seconds to people, and then we'll get on with it.
Booyakasha. Radioactive man.
I like the what was the one that I liked? There was a lot that I liked. So it's really cool that you guys let us know, because like sometimes we don't even know what to like talk about, and we don't want to bore you guys, and we want to make it fun and all that good stuff and do giveaways. So I'll send these out today. So after I announce the winner. Oh, cool. After I announce the Doom Patrol. I already got him in there. After I announce the winner, DM me, and then if you guys could all like, subscribe, all that good stuff, we'd really appreciate it. And again, thanks for joining us on a Sunday afternoon. With football season coming up, I don't know if we're going to switch up times, but we'll see. So I think that's it, and that's everybody, right?
I haven't seen anybody else say that they're not in it yet.
All right. 2 slabs going to the winner, who is John Smith. Congratulations, Smith. Man. I think he won again. Wow. That's great. John, just hit me over there with I think I'll look. I may have your stuff saved, but we had a great show today. Any closing thoughts, dude? That was a fun show, man.
Yes.
I'm gonna go watch Point Break now.
Oh yeah. I don't know what I'm gonna watch. I got no Mariners today. I don't think. I'm just killing.
No, they played at 10:30. I don't even know the result. I don't really care. I hate those.
Oh, they played at 10:30 this morning.
Yeah, like super early. Again, everyone, thanks for coming through today. If you guys could like, subscribe, all that good stuff, so we can do more slabs. All that. Do we lose?
It's 8-4 in the bottom of the 4th. We're losing.
Cool. All right, good. See? That's why we're not watching the show right now.
Mariners, yeah.
All right. Well, with that closing thoughts, hey Jason, thanks for your list. That was really fun, dude. That took me back to like your fiance back in the day.
Asking if you're watching Point Break again.
What? What'd you do?
Again? You son of a bitch.
Oh, anyway, I need a freaking new computer, man. This is like driving me nuts. Yes, I'm watching Point Break again. And you guys, at any time, if you guys in the chat, if you want to drop your YouTube channels, all that stuff, like
John's asking why people are congratulating him.
Because you won, dude. You won the giveaway, bro. Unless you don't want them. I mean, I can run it again, but let me know. But yeah, anytime, like wheelchair, superhero, like drop your guys' links in the chat so people can follow. We're all about community here and all that good stuff. So I appreciate everybody coming through. This was a really fun show today. I had a great time. I know Jason, we definitely hit on some good stuff today and all that good stuff. But anyway, you guys all have oh my God. Anyway, have a great Sunday. Get some yard work done. It's still cloudy over here in Seattle, but we'll see you next Sunday. And again, thanks everybody for your suggestions. We're gonna use them. We're gonna take into account what you guys want us to talk about, and we'll see you next week with another giveaway. Thanks so much.